Okay. So last update I was following Code Monkey's tutorials on making a game and then making it into a multiplayer game, and I was about 2 hours in to the multiplayer game portion of the tutorial, and basically just too much of it was going over my head. I wasn't understanding why the changes that he was doing were happening. He has another video, it's only 30 minutes or so, where he kind of like outlines a lot of the basics for multiplayer, and I felt like maybe I should have watched that one, but I wasn't really grasping how I could, or what it would mean to do the things that I wanted to do in my game and make them multiplayer. So for the time being, I just I put that off to the side, and I really wanted to just put some more work into my game and start a project again with the knowledge that I gained from the first course, which was a lot, and I think that course really helped me out a lot. Um, doing events and where to put scripts and all that stuff. I covered that in the previous updates, but anyway, so I basically put that aside, and I decided to go back to making this game and the fishing game, and do so with the intention of just producing a single player uh, viable product or something, just to get my concepts across. And I want to add things like crafting and a skill system, and I think that those two things are going to be pretty big projects on their own, and I didn't want to keep um, adding stuff to. And I just felt like the multiplayer thing was going to be a whole another layer on top of everything that I wasn't confident in my understanding of how to even make this game in the first place, to be adding something that felt as complex to me as a multiplayer system did. So I decided to just, let me just go back and take the knowledge that I got and, start a project again, and the fishing project, and see where I end up, going into it again. So I'll show you. And I wasn't sure how long it was going to take or whatever, but things are just a lot smoother now, and I still have the old project, so I'm able to use a lot of the, you know, some of the lines of code that I felt weren't terrible or weren't structured in a poor way. I was able to reuse those, so I was able to progress to a point much quicker than I thought I would be able to, just after having watched that video and understanding kind of a better way to structure a project like the one that I want to make. So um, I'll just play this and I'll show you where this is all at currently. But I have left and right movement. I haven't fixed anything, like he still doesn't have a face or whatever, but that's something that I know how to fix, so I just wasn't what I was after. I still have walls, but I'm using Capsule Collider like you did in the tutorial to determine if my character can move forward or not. I have a player stats window here, very, very rudimentary in its implementation, but it will update, but only also a button too. These buttons, are cool, super easy. That was something that I didn't even really attempt in the other game in terms of like adding a real button, but they're real easy, and it has action right there that you can just, when you click this button, perform this action on whatever script. So this works. The movement works with a controller and without a controller, and then also I think spacebar, or did I take that out? V shift. The stamina bar does work. I must have taken that code out or something, but works the same as the other one. It just looks a little cleaner. I had an asset pack that I downloaded, and you can see, there's some shadows and things look. It just looks like these look better than the shit I was making in Paint 3D. So I also have a leveling system here, level 99. I guess that didn't update, but it does update now. But just these are very rudimentary implementations of systems that I'll expand on. But this leveling system does use the animation curve and it also, if I add a lot of levels, it handles that appropriately. It scrolls up, so there's some tweaks and stuff that I have to do to obviously, and then I can fish. I've got the cast bar. It does throw the lure. None of that. Basically, that's it though. I'm stuck here. I can move, which that shouldn't happen either. So a lot of adjustments that need to happen, but some of the systems have been implemented. Oh, well, just for proof and because I like to see it too, but the player stats should update. So right now, it's not going to update in real time, but I can fix that. So level 1, I just leveled up. So level 2, the stats increase. Go to level 6 here, level 6. They just go up by 1. It's not nothing crazy, but anyway, those things are implemented. The level system, pretty simple stuff here. For right now, I defined an enum to get level info. If I need to. Using a lot of singletons. I don't know how that's going to work out. I've heard good and bad things about singletons, but any system really that I need to interact with on another script just gets a reference to the instance of the script, and I believe this is a singleton. So if I need to get the current level, previous level, whatever, I just defined an enum for level info and get level info, just a switch statement. So I just call instance get level info, and I get whatever I want, and it will return that here. And those are all variables that are just stored up there. Player stats over here. Again, this is very. I don't like how this is turning out, but it's kind of just a placeholder script just to pass data in and out of. And I did follow another guy's tutorial on doing player stats, which I felt like that was a better implementation. So I might do that today or tomorrow or something like that. But this is just, this is a script here where I can, when I call player strength or whatever, it will just return the player strength, and in here will be any type of logic for maybe these would be better named current player strength or something, when you equip equipment and stuff like that. Same state machine as I was using. It was fine for what I was using it for, so I'll just keep that. I've got a lot more smaller, compact, focused, encapsulated scripts doing what they should do. This is the exp bar script, and yeah, so here target exp is level system instance get level info, and I get the current exp. It's a bit wordy, but this isn't something that I think should happen a lot. I don't have any events here, do I? No, but I'm using events now. I got singletons. All of this just feels a lot better. It feels like things are functioning in a way. This is based off of, this guy CodeMonkey made this game, and he did it in this way. So a lot of these are, I saw him use these, so I'm trying to use them in ways that make sense to me, and also within the structure that he kind of outlined there. And it feels better to me to know that I'm doing. There's some subscription to events, but it feels better to me to know that I'm doing things in a way that should be functional, and don't require a lot of necessarily references to other scripts and objects. And I'm not using find game object.find and typing strings or anything like that. It just feels better to add stuff. It feels better to modify stuff. All these scripts are more contained, and if I need to make an adjustment to how the UI bar displays, all of that logic is being handled in here, and I can just go into this one script instead of, if I were to throw this on my player script, and then the things in here are managed. This is just for player, and this is getting a little, it feels like it's getting a little messy, but it's not nearly as messy as my other one. And again, there's, you can kind of do whatever you want, but for me, I just felt like I needed a better structure, and this was this was what am I doing here? Delete. This was the product of that. So I'm just feeling a lot better about adding stuff and getting things to work when structured like this. So this is most of this stuff is just stuff that you've seen before in my other game if you watched, or stuff that I had done before anyway. And things just look a little nicer using the UI pack, which is Clean Cartoon GUI or whatever. Adding shadows to buttons, just I don't know. Even there's not cool graphics or anything, but just the structure of the windows and menus and everything, it just looks better based on small changes like that. So using grid layouts and all that stuff. So that's just where I'm at now. I'm going to put some time in today and tomorrow and maybe Sunday, although me and the wife just had birthdays this month, so we got some family dinners planned and all that. So I'm not really sure. I need to kind of reevaluate my path forward and determine what I want to add to, but it just feels a lot better doing this, even though it's a bit overwhelming in terms of I have this big, huge idea over here. What should I do next? That can be a bit overwhelming, but it's also it just feels more validating to know that I can do whatever, I can add whatever, and each thing that I add is like a small little new problem that I have to solve. And as opposed to watching the tutorials, which were primarily and invaluably in, in informational. I'm gathering more tools and I'm learning more stuff, and that's always fun. It just, because it's so structured, it doesn't necessarily feel like it's yours. It was just kind of adding tools to use to make the thing that I want to make. And everything I've done up to this point has been of the goal, sharing the goal to, which is to make this game that I want to make. So it feels nice to be back into that mode, into that zone of this is mine. I can do whatever I want, however I want, and now I just have some more tools to achieve what I want to achieve. So that's kind of just where I'm at now. And next update video, hopefully I'll have a lot more to show. Bye.